Always a pleasure to visit with Coach Jonathan Beverly, the head football coach and athletic director at Childersburg High School. The Tigers 5-5 on the season. Travel to Andalusia tomorrow night for a 7 o'clock kickoff against the number one team in the state, unbeaten Andalusia Bulldogs. And Coach, good morning to you.
Good morning.
And it's quite an intro. We're talking about Andalusia and the opponent. We'll talk about that more in just a little bit. 5-5 regular season, great strides from year one to year two.
Absolutely. Great leaps from year one to year two. And credit goes to our kids. When you're taking over a program and trying to turn a program around, you've got to lay out a vision for what you want to get done. And credit to our kids, first and foremost, for buying into that vision. Credit to our administration at Childersburg High School for supporting me and for giving me the support within that vision. And then for our coaches, our community, our support staff, everybody buying into it. And then you see from year one to year two what happens when everybody's on board and everybody pushes forward to make things happen.
Some 21 seniors on this year's team.
Yes, our senior class, it's a large senior class, especially compared to last year. We had 10 seniors, and you fast forward to year 21. And those kids have been great leaders for us, continue to be great leaders. Really proud of the strides that they've made in a year's time. And some of those guys lost their junior year, whether it be to injury or whether it be to transfer or this, that, and the other. And so, but they were guys that still went through the process last year as juniors, fought day in and day out, and then came back to have a good senior year.
Is there a game or two that just leap off the page that you can see, hey, we're turning the corner with this program?
We'll definitely say the first one, Hanley. Whenever you beat the defending state champ, regardless of what their record is, they're still the defending state champ.
On the road.
On the road at their place to go in and to get that win. Even in Elmore County, a team that beat us by 3 or 4 touchdowns a year ago. To be able to get them at home early in the season and get that win, and then to go on the road at Dadeville. At home against Dadeville last year. A triple overtime game, a game that was exciting to say the least, and one that kind of really started the turnaround. And then to go to their place, it's an elimination game. Winner goes to the playoffs.
That's never an easy place to play either.
Not an easy place to play at all. And then to go and to pretty much dominate, not just win the football game, but to dominate them from opening kickoff to final whistle.
Well, tomorrow night it's Childersburg in the first round of the 4A playoffs against the number one ranked Andalusia Bulldogs, and we characterize the Bulldogs as being obviously a tremendous football team, but you played a lot of tremendous football teams within your own region this year.
Within our, obviously, I've said this from day one, and I continue to believe this. We play in the toughest region in 4A football. Then you add in Pell City and Sylacauga to our non-region schedule, and this is high school football. It's not college football, but the trend that you hear in college football, you talk about resumes, and if you look at our resume, the 5 teams that defeated us this year, they're playing either tonight or tomorrow night. So we don't have a quote unquote bad loss. Pell City, a 6A playoff team. Sylacauga, a 5A playoff team. Then you look at Tallahassee, Mumford, and Leeds. So we're battle tested. We've played some of the toughest competition probably in any classification, but if you look at a 4A schedule, it's hard to put a 4A schedule against ours and say, well, this one was tougher. So we feel like we're battle tested. We feel like not only have we played a very tough schedule, but we've competed along the way with a very tough schedule. And so there's a difference between playing tough and competing tough. And so we've competed tough. We feel like we're ready to go in tomorrow night and do some good things.
You saw the tape on Andalusia from every different angle. What impresses you about the Bulldogs?
Offensively, they throw the football around and they do it with great efficiency. And that's going to be a little bit different for us. We haven't really seen a lot of teams that throw it that well. So that's going to be a little bit different. But defensively, they fly to the football, but on the flip side, we feel like we've got a good plan together, and defensively the last couple of weeks for us, we've played really well. And so we feel like if we go in and play with great effort and great energy, we feel like defensively we can get some stops, and offensively, it's just all going to be taking care of the football.
Coach Jonathan Beverly, head football coach and athletic director at Childersburg High School. Our guest this morning on the Coach's Corner. Childersburg 5-5 on the regular season. Travel to Andalusia tomorrow night. to take on the Andalusia Bulldogs at 10-0. And Andalusia down through the years has had tremendous football teams, and this year is no exception. Some keys to Childersburg's success tomorrow night.
We got to have a fast start. Can't start out slow. Can't start out sluggish. So we need to start out with some great energy. We've got a plan tomorrow to kind of get ourselves going. We've got to play solid in all three phases and make plays with our special teams unit. That's an area that we feel like we might have an advantage in, and so we've got to take advantage of that and execute well in special teams. And then it all goes back to just taking care of the football. Turnover differential is huge. The games that we've taken it away more than we've given it away obviously have gone well for us. Mm-hmm. So turnover differential, taking care of the football, and find a way to get a couple takeaways.
Well, we see whether it's high school or college or the NFL or anywhere else, sandlot football, whatever it is, and when you got a chance to make a tackle, you got to make it.
Got to tackle well. Have to tackle well tomorrow. When you're playing great teams, if you miss a tackle, they tend to make you pay. And so we've got to tackle well. We've got to wrap up. And we've got to find a way to keep them behind the sticks. Mm-hmm. Make them play 2nd and 8, make them play 3rd and 7 instead of 3rd and 2.
Well, it's a reward certainly for Childersburg's football program and the student athletes there and the other students and faculty as well to be rewarded to get to the playoffs. Knowing you're not just satisfied with getting to the playoffs. You want to make some noise there, and to do that, things have to go well. You got to have a plan outside the game, and that begins with a solid week of practice this week.
Had a great week of practice this week, and we felt like we came in last Sunday as coaches, and we worked a little bit later than we normally do, obviously with it being the biggest game of the year, and we put together a great plan. And the kids have come in and Monday, Tuesday, and yesterday had 3 really good days of practice. And obviously today we've got to sharpen things up a little bit and make sure that we're good to go. And then tomorrow you want to have a good day of travel. The kids are out of school, but we still have to come in and get some things done during the day.
What time will you be leaving tomorrow?
We'll pull out at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
We'll have the kids in a little bit earlier than that and have lunch and pull out at 1 o'clock. We'll stop about halfway, get out, stretch our legs, eat, and then we'll get back on the road. So we look to pull in Andalusia about 5 o'clock, maybe 4:45, depending on traffic. And keeping our kids, even though we're out of school, still trying to keep some semblance of a routine, not trying to make it anything any different than what we've already done the previous 10 weeks. And we feel like we're in good shape.
All right, Coach, thanks for being with us. Good luck tomorrow night against the Bulldogs.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Coach Jonathan Beverly, the head football coach and athletic director at Childersburg High School. Childersburg and Andalusia tomorrow night, kick at 7 o'clock in Andalusia. More Daybreak right after this.